Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of the Dog Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Wright, aka Big C Dog. With my co-host A Free. We in the building, aka Sugar Free. We got two very important guests with us today. We have only interviewed only the Hoya family, but we have two of our brothers from the other side. You know what I'm saying? Two of our brothers from the side that we try to ignore. But we are blessed to have them today. We got a first team parade All-American, McDonald's All-American, Big East All-Freshman team, second team All Big East. You know what I'm saying? Syracuse proud. He repping Syracuse even though he was there for a year. Syracuse proud. My man from Baltimore, Donte Greene. What's happening,
Yes,
brother?
sir. Yes, sir. What's up, fellas? What's going on?
What's up, brother?
And not to mention, not last but not least, one of the DMV zones. Should have came to the town for real. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to branch out and go somewhere different. Big dog, known for ripping the rim off, getting money, and he even got his own style now. He in a whole different lane. You know, we just trying to catch up to him. None other than my man, Arinze Onuaku, a.k.a. AO Studios. What's happening?
What's going on?
What's going on with y'all, man? Thank y'all for coming on to the show. It's an honor to have y'all on here, and we just, we want to kick it, talk about some good, some old stories, some good times that we had, and that's it, man. Talk about this rivalry a little bit.
Yeah,
Appreciate y'all for having us. Appreciate it.
we appreciate you. We start like this all the time. With most of our Georgetown guys. But we're just gonna ask y'all, why did y'all pick Syracuse? And whoever wants to go first.
Go ahead, yo.
Oh, me.
You want me to
So I picked Syracuse one because of Troy Weaver, and you know that DC Assault. Troy Weaver was he was a starter for the program, so that was one of the biggest reasons I went up there. When I first started getting recruited, he was there, and then he left when I was about to go, and he went to OKC, but he told me still going, they was going to take care of me, so I still went. My recruiting visit was nice. They brought me up there, of course, when it was hot before the snow kicks in and all that. But other than that,
Right.
I just love the history of the program, and I just wanted to be a part of it. So that's why I went.
Yeah, for me it was.
Go ahead, Tay.
All right. For me it was Rob Murphy, man, and his recruitment. We clicked early. Kind of like similar backgrounds. We both lost our moms at an early age, and and we had younger brothers that we had to kind of help raise. So that's where we hit it off at. And then as far as the schools was concerned, it was only 4 returning players. I had Georgetown was high on my list. I really did want to go to Georgetown, but as far as me and where I wanted to go with my career, being able to step on campus and have a big role in a program was big for me. So, Syracuse only had 4 returning players, really none at my position. So, it was a no-brainer for me.
So, and I know, Donte, you just said that Georgetown was, one high up for you. Ayo, why didn't you guys choose Georgetown? What was it that just, that in the final decision, y'all choose to go to Cuse, which it's a great school and it turned out great for both of y'all. But why not stay home? Why not mess with Maryland? Why not mess with Georgetown? Why not mess, you know what I'm saying? Why not stay at the crib?
I think me personally, I just wanted to get away from home. Growing up, born and raised in Maryland, D.C. area, been in my whole life. I just wanted to see something different. And I knew it would be a little hectic, as far as games, people always calling you, people got access to you, tickets, it's going to be a lot of demand once I get to that level. So I just kind of wanted to get away, to see something different.
Right. What about you, Tay?
For me, it was, I would have liked to go to Maryland. But at the time when I was coming out, Gary Williams told me to my face that he wasn't really recruiting me hard. The assistants were high on me, but he wasn't, as a head coach, he wasn't high on me. So, Maryland was out out of the game early. Georgetown, you guys, y'all stuck around for a long time. I didn't know what was going on. I wanted to commit early, and it was a lot of forwards there. Y'all had a whole y'all still had Jeff at the time. Y'all had Pat who was transferring in. Who else was there? Oh yeah, Dewan he committed a year before I was or his senior year, which was my junior year. But yeah, I mean it was a lot going on. And you know, it was just a lot of uncertainty. Who might go to the draft early, somebody might stay, you know, just didn't know. So I know Cuse was for sure a solid decision. Even over a couple of other schools, it was definitely the best decision for me.
Yeah, no, I would say for you because they let you go from this from the time Tay stepped on campus, he was shooting the ball. God damn. I remember we played them his freshman year, boy. Our freshman year. Tay, you might have shot in the dome. I swear, you might have shot 16 threes.
I did. I shot 16. I want to say I went like 5 for 16, maybe 6 for 16, something like that. It was something crazy.
On the same play, bro. High pick and roll, something with like a little.
Me and Ayo all day. If y'all switched it, I had Big Hibbert. If not, dump it down in the Ayo. That was our go-to play right there.
Right. Ayo, for you, let me ask this.
Oh, goodness.
What did you say?
I said I can only imagine shooting 16 threes in college.
But in the moment though, like when it happened, I didn't know until after the game. Like it didn't feel like I shot. I'm like, I didn't shoot 16 threes. And go back and check the stats. It's like, yo, you shot 16 threes. Like, sheesh.
You was pulling, champ. Like, and I was out that game. I was sick. So I was watching.
Yeah.
Take not playing. We should have went to. Ayo, but for me, with you, Ayo, to be real with you, I saw like the improvement that you had at Syracuse was so dramatic. You know what I'm saying? When from the time that you stepped from Syracuse to the time that you left Syracuse, like, what is it that Syracuse is kind of like offensively, they let y'all guys play, they kind of let y'all do what y'all do offensively, and then you got this room. But offensively, you came a beast over your time at Syracuse. How did that progress? What was that about?
I just think it's the work I put in. You gotta understand, like, you know, we played DC Assault and all that, right? So you think about a DC Assault team, right? You got about 4 or 5 guys that you knew was NBA guys. You talking about a Jeff Greene, you talking about a Mike Beasley, you talking about a Nolan, you talk about these guys, you know, like, okay, these guys gonna be NBA guys. A Donte kind of type of guy. But I always knew that I wanted to make the NBA, and I always knew that I could, but I always knew that I wasn't as good as these guys that, you know, because they were front runners early. You know what I'm saying? Early, we knew what they were. You know, McDonald's, All-Americans. You got to think about it. When I played with Tay and them, I was the only guy on the floor that started that wasn't an All-American. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting with 4 All-Americans, you know? So, like, these guys been those guys. So I always had that in the back of my mind that I got to work because I was never as good as these guys. So I think just over time, working, and then being around these guys that, you know, these guys got a lot of confidence. Like, you know, they was Mickey D, so they kind of came in knowing like, okay, I can get off. I can get these amount of points. I can do this. So kind of playing with those guys, the extra chip on their shoulder, and it kind of rubbed off on me. So just the work and, you know, being around these guys that, you know, are high level guys, it just allowed me to kind of blossom the player I came.
Right, yeah.
Not even the time from when he stepped on campus, but even now, just to you know, give you your flowers now, bro. Big fella out there shooting threes now. He out there handling the rock like work.
You better put a hand up, man.
Yeah, AO work ethic is second to none, man. I always admired Joe for that. You know, it just be grinding, man. You know, evolving with the game, and it's crazy. Mean left hand hook though, jump hook.
Mean over the right shoulder.
His right hand getting better though. So, you know, just letting y'all know.
Yeah.
Hey Tay, so let me ask you this, bro. I've been curious because you know you grew up in Baltimore, you know, and growing up how would you compare? What was the competition like growing up in Baltimore? Were you separate yourself from the pack out there? Because it's nothing but hoopers out there. Everybody got
nothing. I mean, what's crazy is I didn't move back to Baltimore until I was 13. I grew up overseas for like the first half of my life. My mom worked for the NSA, so when I moved back, I wasn't even really serious with basketball. Like I was more of a baseball player than I was basketball. But moving back to Baltimore, man, it's either football or basketball, and really it's just basketball. But you know, you just having to grind, man. I had to work my way up. I was trash when I first started out. Everybody still, when I go back home and talk about it, man, everybody like, man, you couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time. But you know, I just got in the gym. I told myself, you know, it was a challenge. I like to be challenged, so I'm gonna get in the gym. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna grind, and I'm not gonna say it happened overnight, but it came quick. You know, I came out of nowhere, went from like unranked in the country to like 15, and you know what I'm saying, just kept working, kept grinding, and kept going up. But yeah, Baltimore is, you gotta bring it, man. You gotta be tough. You can't be soft coming from there. And you know, it definitely helped me out to not only to be the player I am today, but the man I am today.
Yeah, I got a lot of respect for Baltimore. I used to hate everything about Baltimore growing up because we used to play y'all.
We used to hate y'all too.
I know it's a mutual feeling on that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like we used to go up there. I swear the refs be cheating every game. We playing Cecil Kirk or Mount Royal or y'all. You know what I'm saying? Every time you playing some, I'm like, yo, these dudes cheating up here, man. And for real, they come to DC too much. I understand that. We always had to come to Baltimore.
So what's crazy was a lot of the other teams like Cecil Kirk, Baltimore Stars would never go, but we always came to Baltimore. Like, I mean, down to DC. We did we used to do the Charlie Weber over at Catholic.
Yeah, Maryland.
With the other little tournament that used to be over at Gallaudet. Like, we came to DC pretty often. Just the other, you know.
They weren't messing with DC.
Nah, they used to duck the bump. They didn't really want to play us either. Like, we was coming up. We was the top team in the city, and nobody really wanted it. Cecil Kirk walked off the court at halftime during AAU one year. I think this was 16 under. Walked off the court, like, just left. Like, halftime. All the refs cheating. Y'all paid the rest. We out. Like, just left the game. Like, hey,
I'm trying to tell you that shit real over there.
we don't be cheating, man. We ain't paying no refs out here, man.
Man, you know what I'm saying? What's up with? Yeah, y'all do be cheating. I'll let y'all have that though.
We don't be cheating. But nah, the hate, that's crazy though, because when you younger, it's like you was not necessarily taught, but it's like, yo, you just know, like, yo, we don't bang with them PG DC dudes, man. We don't get down. Right. But as we got older, I think it's like probably my 11th grade year, like in my 11th grade year, going to my 12th grade year, when I came down there, really started hanging out. I came down there, hung out with Beasley and Nolan a couple times, and then we started doing our camps and everything, and hanging out with y'all. And then, of course, I committed to school, so I had to go down there and see what was up with AO. So it was, as we got older, you know what I'm saying, it was definitely mutual respect and love for y'all. But when we was younger, nah. Couldn't tell me I was gonna be friends with It couldn't tell me I was gonna be friends with the DC dudes. Nah.
So, AO, like, pretty much the same question. So how was it, you know, growing up in all these guys, you know, the PG County area, DC area, like, just how was it?
You know, I mean, it was just for me, it was a learning experience, you know, ever since, like I bring back the DC Assault days. So Kirk came and got me from Duval, you know what I'm saying? That was my first 2 years of high school was at Duval. So Kirk came in there pretty much, you know, gave me the spiel, like, look, we got the best team in the area, you need to come play with us. So I'm like, cool. So when I walk in the gym, I know most of the dudes, but I don't know them personally. So I'm walking in the gym, and, you know, from day one of practice, it's just like, wow, these dudes are, like, really good. You know, even from the drills we were doing, a lot of drills I never even done before. You know, like, I think we had to start with, like, you know, 5 swishes, you know what I'm saying? Nothing but nets. And then Mike Beasley did it in like 30 seconds. I'm over there for like 15 minutes, you know, just go to the, you know, go to the side rim. When you done, let us know. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, wow, like, these dudes are so talented so early that, like I said, I was just playing catch up the whole time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Playing catch up the whole time. But I think, like I said, just being around them dudes, it really rubbed off on me. It just let me know, like, another thing I learned being with that team is that we was kind of like one of the best talents in the country. You know, everywhere we went, we won. You know, so, you know, that's what also got me on, like, the radar. You know, just being, you know, because I started on DC Assault. You know, next to Donte and, you know, Lil Ray and all them guys. You know what I'm saying? So
when did you start? What age did you start with Assault?
I started with 17.
No, I'm saying how old were you when you got there?
That was my my sophomore year of high school. So, matter of fact, I played 2 years with Assault. Yeah, 16 and 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that competition in DMV, man. Especially if you're not really familiar with it, and that competition is real in the DMV. Especially you going in the gym, you got Nolan, you got Mike doing everything at 14 years old. Like what? The fuck is, you know what I'm saying? You got Navarro. People forget how good Navarro was too. It was so many guys in those gyms with it, especially DCSR, because we all came through there. That it was just talent. Then you got the old heads that were coming too. You got the Kurt Smiths, you got the Stacey Hunters of the world, and all those guys, and they coming there and giving you buckets in the pickup games, So, yeah, I can imagine. How you end up at Episcopal?
Just my mother sent me away. You know how it is being in that public school. You got the wrong group of friends. Your mother like, She like, So, Episcopal wasn't a basketball school at all. Like, Episcopal is a school where like people leave, they go to like Yale, Harvard. Like it's a real academic school. Like it's like 12 people in the class. You know what I'm saying? Predominantly white. So it was like a big shock to me, but I think it helped me in the long run. But she sent me out there because Duval is Duval. You know how that go. So.
Right. Say you ended up at Towson Catholic. How that happened?
Man, so like I said, when I first moved back, I moved back in like halfway through my 7th grade year, and didn't play basketball. Then my 8th grade year, I really started picking up. Played with my middle school team, and then I played on this small little AAU team, and I wasn't recruited. I was ready to go to public school. I was ready to go to Woodlawn High School. The assistant coach at the time, who was at TC, was Tony Biggers. He seen me at like a BNBL game, and he was like, "Yo, where you going to school at next year?" I'm like, "I'm going to Woodlawn." He's like, "Would you like to go to private school?" I'm like, "Oh, hell yeah, as long as I don't got to pay for it, yeah, I'm in there." So ended up at TC. What's crazy is going to my junior year, our coach had got fired, so I was on my way to Montrose. I was in school. It was crazy. I was staying down there. Stu had put me up, and it was supposed to be me, Katie, and Gravis that year. It was my junior year. And ended up. I got down there. I was like, man, I'm not ready to leave home yet. Like I got homesick, and I was like, nah, I ain't gonna be able to do this. Like I'm just gonna go ahead and go back home and go to TC. They wasn't happy about it, but yeah, that team right there would have been special. But I needed to go back home and win me a championship first. That's what I had set out to do.
That Montrose team, bro. Oh my god,
it would have been crazy. The runs we already was having, man, it would have been nuts. It was crazy. But
Adrian Bowie was still on that team.
Adrian Bowie was there. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Adrian Bowie was on that team. Tashi Ito.
What's the I forgot his name. He ended up going to dark skin. He played with Assault too. Skinnier, kind of had, I forgot his name, man, but he had some size too. He was down there. It would have been a good team though. It would have been a real good team, but I wasn't.
You wouldn't like Montrose.
I wouldn't. I mean,
it wasn't.
It wasn't. I mean, the house they had us stay in that was cool, but I mean, other than that, it's just I wasn't ready to leave. Yeah, I wasn't ready to leave. Yeah. What I always wanted to ask you, what made you play with Boo Williams? You played with them in 1 year. I was 17 under year.
So I played with them 2 years.
It was 2 years.
I played with Boo 2 years. So when I was,
what made you go down there?
DC Assault was fronting me, so I went over there. So what happened was I was a little dude. I was always a little dude. You know what I'm saying? Same time, 9th, 10th grade, Nolan and Mike, 3, 6, 7. You know what I'm saying? They huge like avatars. So I'm a regular dude. I'm 5'7", 5'8", freshman. And they like, oh yeah, we don't know if he's gonna grow. We don't know what's gonna happen to him and all that stuff. So my time started to, they should start to move in a different direction. So I said, all right, bet. I just roll out. See how the game. And that's how
I didn't know that.
And then I went over there once he left.
Right, and then Free went to the start.
Who was you with first, Free?
I was with the Blue Devils.
Oh, okay.
And I left there because they told me I wasn't gonna play 17s going into my season.
Right. So, I mean, it is what it is. But
who they had over you? I thought it was just Ty and KD.
Pop was over there.
Still there. Bobby Shan.
Oh yeah.
Bobby was cold in high school, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Pop was an animal.
I'm
He was cold.
17, regardless of what you're talking about. It doesn't matter. I come off the bench if I have to. But like, you're not just gonna say I'm gonna play 16.
Yeah, I'm about to say they can't tell you can't. You're not gonna be on the team. That's crazy. Come on now.
I came off the bench at Boo my first year. I came off the bench. We had Eric Hayes at the point.
Yeah.
Reynolds at the 2.
I mean, we beat y'all. I think it was our 1600 year.
Oh, who?
I think we beat y'all 1600 year. Down Boo. We won Boo.
I don't know. I played 17 Boo. 2 years 17 Boo. We ain't lose. First year we won.
It wasn't y'all then.
Yeah. It might have been I don't know.
I definitely got me a Boo Williams championship, but we got the whole we ran the circuit that year. We went undefeated that summer.
Oh yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah. We went
shout
under.
We won. Too, man.
Yeah, shout out MD, man. MD, Sean Williams, Des Thomas, Joe Yermel. We had a squad, man. But yeah, we won Boo. We started off. We won Boo Williams. Then we won Memorial Day. I think I was in Tennessee. We ended up winning nationals. We won Peace Jam that year? We won Peace Jam, and then we won 1700 Showcase in Florida. We was going crazy. We went nuts that summer.
Y'all the squad, man. Y'all the squad. Hey yo, your team, y'all DCSO, y'all was loaded back then.
Yeah. Like I said, the 16s was, like I said, Nolan, Mike, them type of guys. And 17s was me, Ray, Chris Howard, Jeff, Donte Cunningham, Mamadi. Paul Harris played with us a few tournaments.
Yeah, Paul Harris did come in. I remember that.
He played with his Salt?
Yeah, bro. It's crazy.
Paul Harris did play with Salt. Dang, that's crazy.
Mamadi handles used to be great. If that's who it, no, who
you thinking Najib?
You thinking Najib?
The one that went to where he go? Virginia Tech or was it Florida State?
Went to V-Tech. He played with Free. That was Free point guard at the Memphis.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He was tough.
If Nigel and stayed at V-Tech with Malcolm Delaney, they would have been tough.
Where did he end up going?
Nigel ended up coming back home, right?
Went back home.
Just chill. He just stopped hooping.
Nah, he was still hooping. He ended up playing at UDC or whatever, but you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was about it. Like
Everybody's
that
situation different. He was definitely like that though.
Right. Nah, he was cold. Yeah. So, all right, man. Let's talk about this Q's Georgetown stuff, man. So let's get into it. All the other stuff is unnecessary. Right now, let's talk about this. When y'all are preparing for Q, I don't know. I think it was a special rivalry. I don't know if Q's fans felt the same way about the Q's Georgetown rivalry, right? Or y'all felt the same way, right?
No, it was crazy for sure.
What's the week like going into a Georgetown game on campus? What's that like?
I know AO can probably. I mean, I know my week. I played you guys twice. My week was that first game, man, down DC. One, it was big because it's just Syracuse Georgetown, and once I got old enough to really know, college basketball, that was always at the top of the list as far as rivalries. It's like Georgetown, Cuse, and Duke, North Carolina. To me, that was like the two biggest rivalries in college basketball. But but yeah, man, just the week leading up, it was playing you guys, and we playing in DC, so that's kind of like a home game for me. I'm right up the highway, so it was big, man. I feel like, I don't know, maybe that week was more like attention to detail, like you going a little harder in practice. I don't know. I was ready for it, man. Tell you that I was ready for it.
I'm gonna tell y'all my experience after y'all, how I viewed it going into the Q's game. How did you feel, AO, going into the Georgetown games?
Well, for me, it was personal because I'm from home. Everybody asks me why you leave, why you ain't playing with Georgetown, why you ain't in Maryland. So I knew I had to play good. Like it was the week going into that. I knew I had to play well. I remember, like it was yesterday, I used to get text messages like, "What's up with you and Roy? Like y'all beefing?" Like I'm like, "Nah, I don't got nothing against Roy. I'm really not even playing against Roy. I'm playing against Georgetown. That's my whole mindset. Like, I know I got to see y'all. Like, I know whether it's open gym, whether it's at the Kennedy League, I know I got to see y'all. And I know one thing, after we played Georgetown, like, I had the most text messages I had by far any other game. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, everybody from back home is watching it. You know what I'm saying? So I just knew I had to play well, you know, when it came to playing against you guys. So that week was always
special. Did that, for sure. He used to eat us alive. I'm like, yo, why is he? He's like 7 for 8 from the line too. I never understood our game. You hitting all them joints. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this. It's funny as I don't know what. This is a true story. Last year we playing up at Georgetown, right? We playing pickup at Georgetown. I don't know where Tay was. Bree is up there. AO is up there. AO was fouling every possession in that joint. Remember, I called you out. I was like, dog, I know you trying to represent your Cuse in here, but damn, can we live? Like, dog was running up and down the court, he was crushing people. He looked at me, started smiling. I was like, all right, I get it. So the rivalry is still real, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That was funny. So look, for us, I'm gonna tell you how it was around campus. Like, it would be like in people's window, it would be juice sign, newspaper sign, juice cues. People got on like, you know, they got the oranges.
They started putting t-shirts on the side and shit, like right around the classrooms and stuff like that.
Man, the campus was live. Every time we played Cuse, it was like the biggest game in the world, bro. All the merchandise for the game. If you ever paid attention, anytime we played y'all, the whole arena is filled with different type of t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? Always some type of crush the orange man type joint. So when we played y'all, not only did I know Arinze, not only I knew Donte, I got to guard Johnny first off. You know what I'm saying? And why I didn't like playing y'all too is because we got to guard y'all, but y'all ain't guarding nobody. I hated it.
Nope.
I ain't guarding the soul, bro. That was so disrespectful. I'm like, these dudes is only playing like ISO ball on us. But then when you go on the other end, they just getting it with their hands up, big zone. You know what I'm saying? Standing there. I'm like, this fluke, dog. So for me, it was it was a lot of connections there. You know what I'm saying? I knew Tay, I knew Arinze, I knew Johnny, and y'all used to talk a lot of shit too. You know,
for sure.
So beating y'all, one was the goal, but then finally trying to beat y'all at the Dome. That was our toughest obstacle, was trying to win at the Dome. Only won one time at the Dome. So it's always like, and the coaches, I remember the coaches, you know, we got to get into this. We all have some former player want to come in and talk to us on this Syracuse week and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's how intense it was. That's how I used to perceive that Syracuse game.
You know what's crazy?
We got more times than not, Arinze. I ain't gonna lie.
You said what?
I think we got more wins than y'all, bro.
We gotta look it up. It's close though, for sure.
Yeah, it is close.
Sure, bro. Sure.
You know what's crazy is though, you talk about talking trash. I remember, like, y'all assistant coaches used to talk crazy, like big. Sure. I remember one time. I think it was like towards the end of the game. I think I missed a couple threes, but I think we played y'all. It was like a couple weeks later at the Dome, and I think that's why I went off in the Dome like that, because I remember hitting a three and looking to the bench to assistant coach and telling him, I was like, I told you I'm gonna bust y'all ass today, and I'm not playing. I can't remember what assistant coach it was. No, that y'all assistant
I know who
used
it was.
to talk.
Probably Coach Hunter, man. It had to be Coach Hunter.
They used to, even all the way down like to the managers. The managers would be over there talking. I'm like, yo, you don't go sit down and shut up, man. Like, who are you talking to, dog? You're not even getting in the game. Like, who are you?
Yeah, that game used to get a little personal. That game used to get a little personal.
It was definitely personal.
Freshman year, we split, right? Freshman year, we split.
Say what?
Sophomore year, we split. Junior year, we won in the Big East. We won in the Big East tournament, but they beat us twice.
Oh, they beat us twice in the regular season. That was the year that y'all won the title.
That was the greatest team in Syracuse history, low-key. I thought. They just ain't winning. But that was the best team ever. Low-key.
Who was that? Who was on that? Was that Dion and
That was
my senior year. Me, Wes.
That team was that team was nice.
Man, we was loaded.
Man, that team was nice, boy.
Your
They
senior.
were.
Chris Joe was there.
Yeah, Joe and Scoop came off the bench.
Steven
Chris
Dolph
Joe came off the bench for them. Bro.
Yeah, we was crazy.
Was Andy still there? Andy was still there, right?
Yes.
Andy was there.
Oh my God.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yo, he never missed, dog. Against us, I don't know. He used to have his biggest games pulling from range against us.
Yo,
I'm
he
like,
had a cold. His ratchet is crazy, man.
and you know what's crazy? I
Crazy.
done played him damn near like this is about to be my 10th year. I done probably played him 8 years.
For real.
Out of my 10 years. I always run into him.
Where was he? I think was he in Italy last? Where was he?
He was in Turkey last time I played him. He was in Turkey
Turkey.
last time. He was in like Gaziantep or something like that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he definitely could still shoot that thing.
Oh,
It was crazy.
yeah, man. Yeah. All right. Hey, this is for you. So after your freshman year, you're going in. You decide to put your name into the NBA draft. Just talk about that experience and going into that.
It was tough, man. It was tough. Because everybody who knows me, I'm like a big kid, man, and I really was like enjoying myself at school. I went to school to be a college kid. Like I went there just to enjoy myself, like get away from home and really have a good time. So everybody was like, oh, you stepped on campus and you knew you was going to the NBA. Like, nah, not really. Like you never knew. I knew it was a possibility.
Hold up. Say.
I'm being dead serious. I really didn't step on campus thinking like, oh no, I'm out of here. Because if that was the case, I would have never went to class my second in the second semester. I was still going to class and everything.
Oh, you was gone, bro. Regardless, bro.
Nah, I'm telling you, as I'll tell you,
you're gone.
During the process, listen.
It didn't matter what you
During
wanted.
the process,
You're gone.
I didn't hire an agent right off the bat because I was really contemplating on coming back. Like, AO and them would tell me like, all right, yeah, we already know you out. Like, you can go ahead and leave, yo. Like, it's cool. Like, between him and Johnny, they was like, yo, yeah, y'all, you out, yo. We'll holler at you though. It was cool. It was fun. But
why were you even considering coming back?
Just because of who me wanting to, be a kid. Like I was having a blast. Man, kid, A will tell you, yo, we used to have, even in that short amount of time when I was there, he was there longer than I was. But that 1 year, man, just the stories we got probably can't even be told on here, man. We used to have some fun, boy, like some real live fun. So, I'm hooping, I'm getting better. Like I was really thinking about staying. And then you had other dudes in the class too who had ended up staying and worked out for them. The James Hardens, the Blake Griffins, they could have easily came out too, but they went back to school. So it was always still it was in the back of my mind, like, should I really go? But me being in having to put on my big boy pants and being an adult and see my dreams that was in front of me. I was like, all right, they guaranteed me that first round, so I was out.
Got to go. If you guarantee me anything in the first round, I'm out of it. I'd have been out of there ASAP. Especially now, like how they doing this now, where you can go back and forth every year. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean?
Like the rule in college basketball, once you come in, it's not like you can test the waters one time or two. You can go out every year.
Oh yeah?
And test the waters.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just like you can do it once and then that next year you gotta go if you go back, you gotta go out that next year.
Nope. They saying you can do that. They've been popping up. Georgetown point guard Chris Wright test the waters again. Declared for every year. So
that's tough. I didn't know that. That's tough.
You see me on the ESPN ticket after every season.
Look, it would have got your name out there for sure. Definitely good publicity. You know what I'm saying? Keeping your name in the news.
Right.
I don't see it wouldn't hurt you. That's for sure.
So, Ayo, you was having a great year, man. The year that y'all won the Big East tournament, y'all were number 1 seed going into.
Damn, win the Big East tournament.
And they got upended by them Hoyas. You know what I'm saying, in the dome. And unfortunately, my man got hurt. You got hurt in that game. He hurt his knee. I think he tweaked his knee or something like that. I think that was, to me, that was like, you were the one that we had the most trouble with, to be honest with you. Because all right, we're gonna deal with Scoop wasn't really trying to score. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't really trying to score. Trish, he good, but he not really trying to score. You know, the wings is scoring. West was scoring. What's the name was scoring? Brick. Anytime he catch that joint is going up, and then you. So and then off the bench, I can't remember who was off the bench. Andy was off the bench. He's knocking down everything. It was the chemistry of the team was good, but everything. Our biggest issue was not the guards. We had to deal with you because Red didn't have the size or the girth to deal with you. Hey, Free. Remember we used to be watching film like, oh my God.
Being that John feeling bad, man.
Get the kids out the street.
But we knew it was going to be bad because he did Roy the same way. He was getting Big Roy up body, boy. So I know it had to be a big, a big emphasis by Boeheim to say we want to, attack against Georgetown. It had to be because we had sides that have as many bodies as y'all. So, yeah. So what's Boeheim? What's his game plan in Georgetown games? What's that about? What he talking about?
Well, Boeheim knew what the rivalry was, and he knew I was from DC too. So he knew what the game meant to me. So every game they go to me early, but it was a little bit more emphasis when we was playing y'all. Like, dump it down to Ayo. Let's see what he's doing. Even if I missed like one or two, he's still coming back to me early in the game. You know what I'm saying? He knew that when I got going, the team kind of got going with me. So that was the emphasis early. And then, we just played off of that, dominate the paint early. And then, then the guards end up eating after that. So that was the game plan usually towards y'all.
Y'all like playing for Boeheim?
Boeheim is a player. Boeheim is a player's coach. Like if you score twice, the ball's coming back to you again and again and again. He's not one of them coaches that's gonna be like, okay, he ain't scored in a while, let's get him the ball. He's that type of coach. If you score twice, he's gonna keep going to you. So he's just a player's coach. Like he knows what's going on. He knows the flow of the offense. He knows how to get the ball to certain people at the right time. So it's easy playing in his style of offense.
Yeah, yeah. So recruit wise, what's I never got recruited by City. To be honest with you, that's one of the few places I never got recruited by. So who was the guys that recruiting y'all? What other than Troy Weaver? I know you said Troy Weaver, but after Troy leaves, then what's what I'm saying? How these guys getting? What's the connection? Because they always got a strong connection with Baltimore, and they always pluck a few from my area as well.
We had the same guy. We both had Rob Murphy. So when I was coming in, that was Rob Murphy. Troy Weaver handed it off to Rob Murphy. He took me in, and then like he said, he took Tay in as well. So Rob is a great coach, players coach. He's actually the one that was doing like the pre-draft workouts for Tay. That's how much of a players coach he is with a high knowledge of the game. So once you talk to him and he break things down for you and he makes sure okay, he's telling you you're gonna play, this is how you're gonna play, this is what you need to do, all the above. He keep it real with you. So it's up to you what you're gonna do with it.
Right.
Yeah. Rob Murphy, first Troy Weaver was my coach throughout my first year with him. So he was more so kind of trying to send me over to the Syracuse side or whatever. And then, I wanted to go to Syracuse growing up either because of Melo.
Mm-hmm.
One day his freshman year, and he did all that. And so I wanted to go to Syracuse. And I said it like my sophomore year, I said, my number one school to go to Syracuse. So after that, Troy Weaver was kind of trying to send me to Rob Murphy. After the next day, I said it on one of the little recruiting sites. Once I said it, he was at my school in Coach Jones' office the next day, and we was talking and stuff like that. But next thing you know, they had all 4 freshmen coming in at the same time. So I was just like, man, play at that time, man.
And we all committed early too.
Yeah.
Scoop and Rick,
Donte, Johnny, all committed at the same time. All right, bet.
Yeah, the whole class. That's why I ain't get recruited. Scoop committed. I want to say they offered him at sophomore. Scoop the next day. That's how I remember. Scoop and Rick.
They committed early.
Yeah, and then Johnny kind of committed early too, I think.
He committed I think it was right after me because we had took a visit. We all went up for an unofficial visit, and It was my junior year. We all went up. It was the first time we all hung together. And we was just like, man, we could really be up here doing this. And I think after that weekend, I was like, all right. I was like, well, I'm gonna commit. Like, I'm getting tired because the process was,
I
man,
hate it.
like it's just 1,000 coaches, and I mean, this is before even social media. I can only imagine how it is now. But like, just they calling, they sending mails, they popping up at the school. It's every day. Even in the fall workouts, it's like 10 to 12 coaches in the gym. Like everybody want to talk. I'm saying afterwards for like an hour just talking. Hey man, you look good. Woo, woo, woo. The same convo, and I'm like, I'm ready to get over with this. Like I can't keep trying to hoop, trying to do school, and worrying about all that recruiting. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and just commit early, get it out the way, so I can focus on what I need to focus on.
When did you commit? What is this after?
It was before the season, in fact, it was like after one of my volleyball games. It was in the fall. It was like early.
Volleyball too?
Yeah, I was nice in volleyball.
Bro, you played volleyball, baseball. What
I
instrument?
played volleyball, basketball, and baseball all through high school, and I played the drums.
I was about to say you probably was a saxophone player or some shit.
Nah, I played the drums though.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I always I mean, Syracuse is always interesting to me. I just thought it was too far, man. God damn, I have no idea where Syracuse was.
What's crazy is really not though. I mean, at least from Baltimore. From Baltimore, it's only like a 5, maybe 5.5 hour drive, depending on what's going on. Like I remember our last game before winter break, we played in the game, and me and Ao drove right home right after the game. It was like 9, 10 o'clock. We drove straight to the crib.
So all right, so that's interesting, man. One thing about Syracuse to me that looks at like all the alumni y'all come back, especially just off the simple fact that like if you're in the TBT, it's so heavy with so many alumni. Both y'all played in the TBT with Bayham's Army. I'm sure it seems like it's like you know what I'm saying? It seems like y'all have a bunch of people that want to play all the time, you know, and everybody really rallies around Syracuse in their time here. So I'm asking, is that something do a lot of alumni or former players always come back? Y'all always see them? Is that something that y'all is present at Syracuse when y'all were there and after?
Yeah, alumni come back when they can to the games and things like that. I think the biggest thing about Syracuse is like the fans, they travel. I mean, they go, everything is Syracuse. Like y'all here, you know, we got Georgetown, we got Maryland, we got the Wizards, and Syracuse, all you got is Syracuse.
Right.
You know? Mm-hmm. So that's all they know. Like it's you will never see no other teams, no other flags, nothing. Everything is Syracuse basketball. I mean, Syracuse football as well, but you know, Syracuse basketball really been holding it up for many years. So like, whenever you say anything Syracuse, they're gonna be there. Like TBT, we played in Atlanta, they're gonna be there. If we come in, we play in Baltimore, they're gonna be there. Like they just travel with us and they go with us everywhere we go. So like, Syracuse is really all they know. They don't really watch any other sports other than, you know, watching us play. So, you know, that's why we can get 30-some thousand in the dome, because this is all they know, you know, and especially growing up as kids, like you see the kids might not even know the starting lineup for the Knicks. That's, you know, a few hours away, but they don't know the starting lineup for Syracuse front to back. It's just how it goes up there. So like, as we get older and like we become alumni, they still watching to see like what we're doing, what we're playing at, you know, and then it's a chance to like, so like last year we got to play, you know, in Syracuse. So like, you know, the game was, I think they put us at a smaller gym. I think that held like 5,000 and just people like standing outside trying to get in. Like they want to see us. So like, this is how it go up there.
Yeah, it's like a cult like following up there, man. Anytime the Syracuse on TV, y'all playing in Miami in the tournament, and it's the whole Miami Heat arena is filled with Syracuse. I'm like, what? Come on, man. This don't make no sense. I'm like, this is ridiculous. More so than I would even put up there with Duke and all that, like Kentucky, all that. Like I don't think there's anybody in the country that's moving like Syracuse is moving, like as a unit.
We definitely never had an away game. Like I remember when we played down there in DC, it was the lower bowl. It was scattered. Of course, y'all fans pretty much took up all the tickets, but lower bowl was a little scattered with Syracuse. But that top bowl, all Syracuse, all Syracuse. Used to be crit. Like we score and the roar would just come and you'd be like, damn, wait, is this really a road game? Like They used to be crazy. Like anyway, we went to Louisville. They was at Louisville. I'm like, damn, they came all the way down to Louisville. Like crazy.
What's the toughest atmosphere for y'all to play in? Because I know the fans moving everywhere. What's y'all toughest atmosphere to play in? That you remember?
For me, it was Pitt. It was a zoo.
Yeah, Pitt is crazy. I be telling people that all the time. That's a whole different level up there, bro.
And they so close to you in warm-ups, they telling you who your mother is, who your grandmother is. Like, it's bad. I think between them and West Virginia, I would probably say they crazy. Like they get to talk some different type of stuff that you want to fight and all that. But that's probably my two places.
What about you, Tay?
I didn't play. I didn't get. Pitt came to us my freshman year, but my two toughest games was West Virginia and Notre Dame for me. I had a horrible game in Notre Dame, but just the crowd, like I fouled out and they were doing my steps. I'm walking, they right, left. So Boeheim called us in the huddle. So I'm in the huddle. I wasn't paying attention to it at first, but as I took like my last two steps to get in the huddle, I heard him. So I like started putting my foot back. I started tapping my foot. They're going right. I'm like, yeah. And then, right before you sit down, they like, sit down. So I stood back up. I ain't sit down all the way. I walked down, grabbed me a towel, walked back. They still on me. Right, left. I go to sit down again. They sit down. I stand back up. Like, yo, I was already mad. We was losing. I'm like, man, these guys. But nah, West Virginia and Notre Dame was tough.
They just playing at Notre Dame, man. They set you
man.
Playing at Notre Dame.
They set you up over there, man.
It felt like they was just on top of you. Like, I ain't never been a Pitt, but Notre Dame was just like, it was like, damn, like, couldn't really breathe. Like, you can't move in there. Like,
oh, they set you up in that joint. You walking in there before the game, you getting ready. They in that joint like, hello, welcome to Notre Dame.
That's the everybody's super nice.
Yeah, until the game start.
Yeah, and then the game start, they just shooting raining threes from everywhere. You just like, wait. I'm playing to play basketball, but these people acting all nice now. It's like, man, I'm in a good old mood now. I'm good. Like,
we walking into the gym. They like, you guys want some popcorn? Any towels you need? And you want something to drink and all that? I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, then we get on the court, and what was crazy about it, when we get on the court, it was like, I don't know, it might have been one of them games we played up during like winter break or something. You know what I'm saying? And the whole crowd was nothing but the older people. There's no students in it. It was dead silent the entire game, bro. Like I remember telling people where to go. I could hear myself. Notre Dame was always a weird place, man. And we never won in there, ever. I ain't never get a win in there.
We struggled in there too.
Yeah, that place wasn't. That wasn't it. Notre Dame. Listen, Herringbone used to go to work on us. Mac used to go to work. Ben Herringborough.
Awkward game too.
yeah.
Super awkward. You used to get it done though.
Right. How was the dome for y'all playing in the dome?
It was crazy. I'm gonna tell you something.
The first game, my first game in the dome, it was a little eye opening. I ain't gonna hold you, because they talk about you playing in the dome and you don't really realize how huge that shit is. Like I walk in that joint, I'm looking like, damn.
We really in a football stadium.
Yeah, like we about to play in, like, and then and then trying to shoot in that joint, it might be the worst. Like that death shit that shit's real, man.
Yeah, that shit is real. So
all the time, like it can fuck with you. Sure.
So for me, it was weird. One, when I got in the dome, because y'all used to do it so dirty too. All our fans used to come. It used to be a whole 30,000 fans in that joint. Y'all give us 50 tickets, and that's sitting us way up in the corner in a sea of orange. I'm like, yo, this is crazy, man. I don't even know where my family. I don't know my mom and pop. Nowhere. It's just like you just out here in the middle of the ocean. That's what it felt like. You shoot the ball. And it's the ball just literally, especially if you just watching the play or something, somebody shoot from the corner, the ball gets lost, bro. Like it used to trip me out. Like the ball used to get lost in the air. I'm like, oh man. And then y'all I used to get on my nerves so bad. We playing y'all my sophomore year. I I think we might have been like top 10 in the country or something like that. Y'all was struggling at the time. It was early in the Big East play. And I get to the free throw line. Y'all about to win the game. I get to the free throw line. I shoot an air ball in the dome. So every time I touch the ball for the rest of the game,
He's saying air ball.
and then like 2 minutes later, they stormed the court on us. They stormed the court. You don't remember storming the court?
We stormed the court my freshman year. We stormed the court when we beat y'all.
They stormed the court.
Yeah.
That was Tay's year?
That was my year. We stormed the court.
Oh, then I shot the air ball the next year then.
Like, no.
Yeah.
I remember.
Y'all was like, I think y'all was at the time when we beat y'all, y'all was number 4. Y'all was 4.
Yeah,
So what?
So it was a big deal.
that was crazy.
On the court, baby. On the court.
But now overall playing in the dome was interesting, man. It was kind of like it was beyond a home court advantage, man. Cause it's out of pocket, man. You don't know where to score. You gotta look at the scoreboard over there. You know, it's just weird. It's just a whole different thing, you know. But great atmosphere.
I thought it was
sure.
about 40 that one year. And then I thought we was gonna beat them by 40 our good year in the dome.
When y'all was 15 in like the first 5 minutes.
I was like, all right, bet. We about to beat these by 40.
Right.
Wrong.
Ooh, Andy Rollins.
That's fire. All you need is to see one go in.
Right. I got a question for y'all. So at Georgetown, we once we leave school and we end up turning pro, right? We call it the Georgetown. All right.
It's a real thing.
And it really is a real thing. So, your first year out, we're still in the mindset of, playing in the Princeton and playing pro shit. Well, being a pro. So, like, in games, like, you get a wide open shot, you may, like, hesitate to shoot it because, like, you still in the mindset of, oh, I'm in the Princeton. Or, like, you see somebody cut back door, you like, oh, I got to throw the back door immediately. You're still in that mindset. So, same because you guys play zone for, as long as y'all play zone, right? Do y'all defensively still be stuck? I'm in the zone mindset of everything, or do you guys get out of that real quick?
You gotta say that because I went to Europe, so we played a lot of zone in Europe. One my first year out, anyway. You gotta ask Tate. He was in the league, so
it was for me. It was tough because I didn't have to defend. I really didn't have to defend in high school either. So when I got to the league, I didn't play much my freshman year at all. My rookie year. And I think most of that was because of the defense. Like I really had to go back and really learn, especially NBA. You got the 3 seconds, defensive 3 seconds and all that. Like I had to go back and really learn like defensive schemes and really work at it. Like I'm not gonna lie, in my second year I ended up starting like 60 games and the work I put in helped. But yeah, it was tough, especially defensively. And offensively, man, we can go out, we can hoop all day long. It is what it is, especially coming from Syracuse. You get to go out there and do whatever you want to do. But defensively, I had to really like do my homework, watch live film, work with coaches, like, just wanting to play defense, having to play defense to be able to get on the court.
Is that something when they review y'all for the NBA and the prospects and all that stuff, is that something that they try to put as a knock on y'all because y'all playing in the zone?
All Syracuse, yeah, that's always that's a knock on all of us.
Right.
We don't play defense.
Yeah, I would figure that. So, what was the biggest adjustment for y'all when you had to turn pro? I think for Tay, you trying to say it was probably the defensive side that was your biggest adjustment because and at your position you got to guard all the dogs.
I guarded 1 through 4. That was my job. I done this, guarded the Steve Nashes, the Rondos, all the way down to the Dirks and the KGs, Tim Duncans. Like that was my niche. That's how I got on the floor, being able to go out there and guard multiple positions and not really being a defensive stopper, but just trying to be out there, containing guys. Because I'm playing against first NBA, all pros and everything. You can't really stop them dudes. You can just try to hope to contain them. So that's what I went out there to do.
What about you, AL? What was the biggest adjustment when you became a pro?
I think the pace of the game. I would probably say that. I mean, guys are so far advanced; they've seen the play before. So I think that's the biggest thing. Trying to play. I mean, you playing catch up. I mean, at least your first year, at least you just playing catch up because these guys are just as talented, if not more talented. But they see the game, they see the plays before it happens. So I think just the pace of the game and trying to slow the game down so you can be at the right place at the right time.
So Arinze, you got an opportunity, and I don't think Tay played, but Tay played in the league. You got a chance to play in the NBA and Europe, Arinze.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between the two, and how, you know what I'm saying, what do you notice as a big difference between these leagues, and how talent-wise, competition-wise, scheme-wise, what's the biggest difference between EuroLeague and NBA?
I would say the talent is pretty close. These guys are high-level guys. Like, they put in the same type of work. I mean, from practice every day to film. So the level. I mean, there's a lot of guys that's in the EuroLeague, as you know, that can be playing in the NBA. It's a back and forth type of thing from a Mike James that should be in the league. Those type of guys, it's back and forth. But I think the thing about Europe is it's more college style. You don't got no defensive 3-second. You can play zone. You bumping a lot. It's more physical. You know what I'm saying? You getting hit on every screen, every curl you getting hit. So it's just a difference. I mean, in the NBA you can't really be touched, but in Europe you banging the whole 40 minutes.
Take the whole thing out. Take the whole glitz, glamour, the NBA, the money. Just talking about pure glitz on both sides. Do y'all have a difference, or choose one over the other if it came to our style of play versus the European style of play? Take the money out of it, take the living. We talking purely hoops, like we playing in the gym in the summertime.
For me, I would say I was Europe because I'm a physical player, so I can get away with the little things I can do on the court that won't be called. Free knows what I'm talking about, but I can get away with certain things. In the NBA, you really can't touch anybody. So that's the toughest part of it. In the NBA, you really gotta slide your feet. You really, contest late. Can't let a person land on your feet. All that type of stuff. But in Europe, you can bang. You could be physical, and you can just play your style.
Right. What about you, Tay?
The only thing I would say is if you take out the two-a-days, I would go with Europe.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. That's one thing where I didn't really, coming from the NBA, like the training camp is 2 weeks long. You might have 4, maybe 5 days of two-a-days, and then other than that, and you practice. You just you hooping and once I got accustomed to that, like to go over a year, it's like I had a couple offers when I first came out, and I'm like, we doing what? 2-a-days until how long? Till March? April? Nah, bro. I'm cool. I'm gonna go ahead and go to China. I'm gonna go practice once a day, get this bag, and then you know what I'm saying, I'll be back where I want to be at. But Europe, the style play, I love it. I would definitely go with Europe too. Just take out them 2-a-days.
That's interesting, man. And people, that's interesting. I always NBA guys that get a chance to play both, and y'all have both played at the highest level. You choose the style of Europe. So what does that mean for us? We not playing the right way, or what? What that mean?
But the thing about us is we can play both. Like we're like, we still dominate the world.
Not everybody.
Not everybody. Yes, not everybody. Not everybody. But I know I could. I could. We could. Us on the podcast right now, we definitely could. But everybody is different. Everybody can't handle a lot of things. But we, like I said, we still dominate in the world. We go to the World Games and to the Olympics, and we still dominate. So, it's, you just gotta respect them, man. The way they play is it's not like you said. You take out all the glitz and the glamour, man. It's really just hoop, just straight getting out there, rolling the ball out and playing.
Right. No, I agree. I think for me, the NBA game is more suited for a guy like me because it's so much space.
Mm-hmm.
So much space and so much opportunity out there. But European basketball really, you get the hoop. You know what I'm saying? You really get to really show your talent. You have to show your talents, and you have to most likely be efficient because everything is at a high. It's volatile over there when in terms of coaches, when in terms of missing shots, when it comes to making turnovers. They act like it's World War III you do some of that. You know what I'm saying? So I think the attention to detail is night in and night out, and not only, and I mean night in and night out because you got to practice twice a day. Is way more intense than the NBA game. Now, the rigor of the NBA is different because of the travel and because of the amount of games that you play, and just the amount of, I mean, you in the public eye 24/7. So the amount, there's another different, you know, I guess obstacles that you got to face in the NBA. But in terms of pure game, I think the European game is more of what you've grown up to know. You know what I'm saying? What you've grown up to be. You know, that's how you play growing up. You play physical, or people gotta get off the court. So it's crazy when you think about it now. And if we was 18, we probably wouldn't be talking like this. It's NBA or die at that time. You know what I'm saying? But when you get a chance to experience things. What about China? Both of y'all got a chance to play in China. What was that like?
China cool, but like China more NBA style. It's like you get the ball to the American and get out the way. That's what it is. You know, you gotta go out there and you gotta get 40 every time or however that go. But China's, see, the thing about like the markets that I've been in, like the Asian markets and like Middle East, it's usually 1 or 2 Americans. So they want you to do everything. You know, that's the type of place you really can try things. Like if you run down court and shoot 2 threes in a row, it's nobody gonna be like, what you doing? They're gonna be like, keep going, type of thing. Right. You know, in Europe, you know, like you said, attention to detail. Every play matters. Every screen matters. All the little things matter. Yeah. So it's just totally different. Like I was talking to somebody about this the other day. I don't know if you know the point guard John Gillen that went to Syracuse like 3 years ago.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So he played in the TBT, right? But he was fresh off his G League experience.
Right.
So like, you know how in the G League, you know, all them bumps and they fouls.
Automatic.
So he was playing the game and he wasn't getting none of those calls, but his mental is still in the G League, like all these are fouls.
Yeah.
You know, in college, they saying play on.
Right.
See, he was so frustrated because he used to getting all those calls, and the TBT, they're like, we back to playing college. And, you know, college is like Europe. Like, you're not getting that call. Like, that's not a foul. Keep playing.
Right. That's interesting, man, because when people think about it, like, TBT is really grown men. You know, grown men have been playing overseas. Not a lot of G League guys. There's guys that have been making money, that have established their careers, you know what I'm saying, 7-8 year guys that are doing big things overseas. So the level of ball, and that surprises me when like fans and all that, like, dang, these dudes is really like, yeah, these dudes, we pro players. We've been hooping our whole lives. Just because we're not in the NBA or you don't see us on TV as much, you know, don't think we can't hoop. You know, that's one thing that I thought was interesting when people starting to watch the TBT. Like, oh yeah, he can still go. He can still go. I'm like, what? He's still hooping. So,
not realizing that we better than we were in college, because now it's a job. We do it every single day.
Right. Way better. You know, and that's interesting. And I understand that kid John Gillen, his situation, because I mean, G League boy, you can do whatever you want, man. You can do whatever you want. That ain't about nothing scoring that.
They don't, and the crazy thing is they don't respect us overseas. That G League, they be like, I remember when I went overseas, fresh out G League, they like, y'all scoring 120 a game and 110. Like they like what they be saying, like, what type of basketball is this? Like, what are y'all doing? Like, what is this? Like,
what is
I be looking like I thought I was coming from the best spot, and y'all talking to me like I'm coming from something terrible. Like this ain't basketball. Like,
they all hit you with the no, come on, man, this is impossible. This isn't basketball.
Yeah, this ain't basketball.
True story, man. True story. I guess my man Tay had some issues.
Yeah, something like that. All right, AL. So earlier, Chris introduced you as ALT. Just explain to the people, how that came about. What you got going on with it, and
he's a fashionable guy, man.
And he has a shirt on right now. But yeah, just let the people know like what you got going on.
So this how it came about. So last year when we played in the TBT, we did it in Syracuse. So I was getting a lot of messages from fans like, man, we can't wait to see. It was 10 years since we've been out of school. So I'm like, what can I do? So all right. So what I did was I got a logo made and I made some T-shirts. So we did this typical autograph signing at the baseball stadium. I brought like 40 tees. They all went out the door like within 30 minutes. So what happened was after the tournament, I had people still messaging me like, I didn't go to Syracuse, but, you know, do you got anything else? So that's kind of when the light bulb went off. Like, okay, so people really want this type of stuff. So I just started making clothes, you know, with like, you know, positive sayings, things that I stand by as well. And then, you know, like, see me being a big guy, like, y'all can go on the mall and y'all can get whatever y'all want. You know, so y'all can go to the store. I stopped going to the mall at like 15, 16 years old because there was nothing in there for me. You know, everything, only thing I can get was drawers and socks, and you know, everything else you got to find it. So it's easier now to be able to to be able to make things that I like, that bigger guys can wear. I mean, athletes can wear, and you know, the everyday person can wear as well. So that's why I started.
That's beautiful, man. The fact that Syracuse saw that, you know, they still are following you. And when you came with these shirts, these dudes like, yo, I need some more. That's what I'm saying what makes Syracuse special. And it basically created a whole lane for yourself. I don't know if this is something that you ever wanted to get into in terms of merchandise and having your own brand and fashion brand, but it's like a organic that way.
Yeah, I kind of just fell into it. But yeah, like you said, it all started from the TBT tournament in Syracuse last year.
Yeah, and I got me some gear too, man. You know, I gotta support the, you know, homie and all that. Except he just got me these shorts in orange, so I can't show them on the podcast because it's Georgetown blue. But I'm definitely supporting the homie. I'm definitely supporting my brother. I got a hoodie and stuff. It's hot right now, but I bought it because I'm overseas to rock it. You understand? So I'm doing it. But please support my man. He got something positive going. And
Austin got some stuff too. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody rocking. You starting to see it in the DMV too.
Yeah, you starting
that gotta make you feel good. You know,
he became a shooter now, so now he got shirts like he's shooting right over the top and stuff like that. Like, oh, come on,
man. Right.
You know, it's funny because when y'all was talking about the dome story about shooting, you know, I wasn't shooting, so I ain't had none of them issues. I'm at the rim. But I remember, like, it used to be like that. Like, we used to always go before, like, 2 days before we played, because they like, coach, like, y'all got to go over there and shoot. Right. But I ain't understand what they was talking about. I mean, I knew that, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't a shooter. I wasn't shooting, so I ain't know, like, but that, like, people used to always say that, like, man, you go in that dome, that something about that backdrop, man, it make you a shot.
Even like if you like in the top of the key and you see the whole frame behind you, oh my God. You know, you like, oh, you kind of looking at them after a while.
It took me to like my junior year to like really like,
get an understanding of what's going on.
Did y'all coach ever talk about that? Like, we need to hurry up and get up there so we can get shot. Like, did y'all talk about that type of stuff?
It depended on when we played y'all though. Like, if we played y'all on
big Mondays sometimes.
If we played y'all like Saturday.
Yeah.
The first time shooting in the gym was gonna be game day.
Oh man.
Yeah, because we play y'all at noon, so it wasn't like we about to have shoot around.
You know what I'm saying? If we played Big Monday, we was gonna have shoot around that morning.
Yeah. We're gonna have shoot around Big Monday. But not them noon games, boy. We get we walking through and straight to the game. You know how that is. Sun shining bright in the dome.
Right.
Them was actually kind of some fun games too. You feel kind of good on the wake up, just have some breakfast. You know, shit. You coming out there, it's still sun shining on, the whole orange is out there. Then we get the rumbling, man.
Yeah, it was fun.
Hey, so let me ask you, man, what just current thoughts, man, because I think this NBA bubble situation has been a great, especially for me, because I'm a basketball junkie.
Yeah, me too.
I'm watching film every day. What's your thoughts on the bubble? And what are your predictions on NBA Finals?
I think it evened the playing field. That's what I think it did. I think it's back to AAU basketball, back to camp basketball, back to open gym basketball. I mean,
I agree.
You know, because you guys know the fans can literally win you the game. Like that momentum, that adrenaline, that it can win you the game. Now we on an even playing field. So now that's why you seeing series 2-2, or you seeing like a Philly get swept. Because if they was at home, they probably won a game or two just off the crowd.
Right.
But now I think it just makes it more even. Like, and it's at first I ain't like it, but now I love it because it's like we gonna really see who can play. Like that's the whole thing about the bubble. Ain't no crowd, ain't nobody to pump you up. You gotta be your motivation. So I love it.
Yeah, I like it too, man. I think it's a great atmosphere. I think it's time that the NBA changes their type of schedule. Um, it's been the same pattern. I mean, everything needs adjustments, and I think it'll be interesting instead of having 82 games, chop 65 and play like a cup or something. You know how they do overseas with the top 8 teams or top whatever, go into a spot and play a tournament. I think that'll be fire if they can do that. Because it brings a different element. People are enjoying it, man. This is from 1:30 to midnight every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in front of the TV only. I'm talking about right now. I'm usually in front of the TV from 1:30 to midnight. While I'm at work in the morning, and I'm in front of the TV all day. So, but people might be like, hey, this is like heaven on earth, bro. Like, I don't know what to do. But you still ain't telling me your pick.
Well, before the season, I was going with the Clippers.
They going down.
But something wrong with PG's shoulder, it looked like. And without him, they done. So I don't know, man. It's still like, every year I think I feel like it's a clear-cut front runner, but I don't feel like it's like right now. Like some people say the Lakers, some people say the Clippers, some people still like Milwaukee, but I don't feel like it's one team that's like ahead of the other. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's going to be based on, like, you see how bad, like, Houston shot last night. I think it's going to be based on stuff like that, like whose type of night it is,
So what about what you think in the East? What you think coming out the East?
I think it's going to be more either Milwaukee and Boston, them two.
Yeah, not Toronto?
Nah, I'm not sold on Toronto. I mean, they play well together, but I'm not sold. I feel like you need a superstar. I
feel like this team is better. You can correct me at free. I want to know what you think too. I think that this team is better than last year's team.
Ooh, why you think that?
I think they fit. I don't think they're missing Kawhi at all. I think the chemistry is fluid. I think Pascal Siakam has stepped up in a major way. He averaging 23, 24 points. I think Van Fleet adds a different dynamic for them. I think Serge Ibaka is playing some of the best ball he's ever played. I think they got OG Anunoby, who does everything.
They also was playing Brooklyn too. They was playing Brooklyn.
They were playing Brooklyn. It just seems like they're the way they styled and started play, they understand exactly how they want to play and they have execution. Now, my issue with them now is that Kyle Lowry just got hurt.
No, but my thing is, even with Kyle though, I feel like every year you see great basketball from Toronto. Like all year. Then they get to the playoffs and it's like, I don't know. And I feel like the reason why they won last year, they got lucky, but I feel like they knew, like, okay, this is the superstar. We're gonna give him the ball at the end of the game, type of thing. I feel like right now they still don't know, like, who's gonna be the guy. I mean, Kyle is, but I don't know.
I think the guy
not the guy for them.
Yo, my man hates Kyle Lowry.
Okay, look.
He can't stand Kyle Lowry, and I don't understand why everybody don't like Kyle.
Kyle Lowry was probably one of my favorite players growing up because he was a senior my freshman year, and we played against him.
Right.
And he beat us by himself, like literally by himself. And then he went to Villanova and yada, 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 right? And then after some years, he's in Toronto. It's like every year, like it's just something. Like 1 year, he's got to go into the locker room in the third quarter of the Eastern Conference Finals to decompress.
Mental health is real. Mental health awareness is real.
Mental health is not real. It's a real thing. Yes. I understand.
He had a little breakdown.
All right. Fine. Whatever. But I just think Kyle Lowry is not the guy who's going to get you to the top.
Now, I don't think he's the man. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a great teammate. He's a great point guard. He has a super high IQ, and he's not afraid of doing anything on the court. You know what I'm saying? And he's been there consistently every year. You know, is he missing some shots? Yeah. He gonna miss some shots. He gonna do some stuff. But it's all and he makes big shots. He's seven-time All-Star and a gold medalist.
So at the end of the game, right, for the Toronto Raptors, who do you go to?
I'm going to Pascal Siakam.
Ooh.
I mean, who wants to?
For the ring, that's who you going to.
Yeah. Or you know, or I'm going Van Fleet and Siakam in a pick and roll. Absolutely.
See, and I understand why you saying that, but that's why I say like I'm not sure about them because it's not for sure. I feel like every team that's at the top, you know for sure it's gonna be in his hand. Like the Celtics, you know you're going Tatum. You know Clippers, you know you're going Kawhi. You know Lakers, you know you're going Bron. Like you know these things. Like with them, it's like, oh man, if Kyle is going, we're gonna go Kyle. If Pascal is going, maybe there. Like Van Fleet,
It's a copycat league. That's what the Golden State Warriors did. That's how they won. That's how they run it up. Whatever the high hand was, that's what they was going back to.
But they have 4 All-Stars.
It's a difference, though.
But they got about 3.
Not Toronto.
Well, they got 2 in the Defensive Player of the Year.
They got 2.
They got Kyle Lowry and Pascal Siakam.
He was an All-Star, wasn't he?
That's what I'm trying to say. That's the go-to guy. That's what I'm saying. He averaged like 24 this year. He's the go-to guy. He got to get that. I need that. If I'm averaging 24 and I'm an all-star, I need that rock wherever I say I need to rock for the game. I need that.
I think Boston has too much firepower for that.
Who, Boston?
Yeah.
I think Boston is too small for them.
Nah.
I think Boston, they don't have no big. Who they going to stop? They got nobody in the paint.
But who's the big for Toronto that's going to kill them?
Marcus O, who's taking up the whole paint.
He's over there averaging 6 points. Come on, dude.
Marcus O is a playoff player now. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see. So, Free, tell me your picks. What's your picks for the East and the West?
I have Boston and it's going to be Milwaukee. Oh, no, I lied. My bad. Let me take that back. I'm going out on a limb now. I'm going to say it's Boston and Miami in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Ooh. I take that bet. Let's take that. I take that bet.
They playing well though. Miami playing well.
Boston and Miami. Okay. Who you got on the who you got coming out of the East?
Give me like game 2 of both games in the East. That's good game. Then. All right.
You gotta check the temperature, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see how things going.
Right.
So who you got out the West?
The West for sure, the Lakers. There was a lot of hoopla going on after game 1. You know, people were happy and excited and thought it was gonna go 7 games or 6 games for the Blazers. But I feel like LeBron James has quieted down for a lot of people.
Yeah,
I don't know why he's still in the NBA and stuff like that. So the Lakers, and from what I've been seeing, Utah.
They look good right now.
Utah?
Or they might play the Lakers. Will the Lakers play Utah next?
Nah, they're gonna play Dallas next. Lakers gonna play Houston and OKC next. And I got Lakers and Dallas in West Finals.
Ooh.
Lakers and Dallas. I think the Dallas is gonna get the Clippers. I'm biased though. That was the only team I got, I played for. So shit.
Hey, but hold on. I know y'all seen this talk the last 3-4 days.
What's that?
People are saying Luka's the best player in the NBA. Y'all been seeing this everywhere?
Yeah, best 21-year-old in the NBA for sure.
I have seen it.
And they've been saying he's the best player in the NBA.
I've been hearing it too, but I'm saying he's the best 21-year-old, the best under 25 year-old in the NBA for sure.
What you think,
I mean, I think we prisoners of the moment. He's like that, no question. But like Calvin Gates put out a list. He had Luka 1, KD 2, Bron 3. I forgot his 4 and 5, but Kawhi 4 and somebody 5. But he didn't have Giannis or James Harden in his top 5. I'm like,
and where is Steph?
Exactly. I'm like,
I mean, he got KD. I know he ain't played, but he got KD on there.
But we prisoners of the moment. I always say that. Like we of the right now. If Luka missed that shot, people wouldn't be saying that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's nothing against Luka, because Luka's like that, but not top 3 yet. I don't think he's top 3 yet in the league.
Hey,
I don't know, bro. He might be.
oh yeah,
Might be.
I don't know.
So y'all top 3.
Because it's not like he just did it in the regular season. He's doing this joint.
No, he been. So who
high level?
Give me the top 3. So is Bron, KD, and Luka? That's what y'all saying?
Okay, so my thing is, I'm going to take out KD just for the simple fact that he's not playing right now. That's the only reason I'm taking KD and Steph. They're not in that. So if KD's playing, KD's 1A, 1B. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I would say Bron.
Exactly.
Luka.
Oh my God.
Dog, like,
Hey, dog, Luka might be the only. LeBron might be the only player I take over Luka, dog. He's that cold.
So just forget the last 3 MVPs, huh? Just forget them, huh?
Slim was getting busy in EuroLeague. He was winning MVPs.
I'm well aware of this. But I don't know if I'm gonna put him top 3 in the NBA. Like I think I gotta see more. I mean, I know what he's doing, but I feel like he got to do it for a longer period of time. I think we can't just surpass. Giannis probably about to be back-to-back MVP. James Harden been averaging. They said if he averaged 0 his last 8 games, he's still gonna be over 30 points. Like I think we forget about these guys because like we thinking about like that shot. And
so here's my knock on James Harden, and that's great. I'm glad you brought that up. My knock on James Harden is that he gets to moments, man, and it's like 1 or 2 plays. He gets to these moments in the playoffs. There's 1 or 2 plays that he needs to make that get them over to him.
Mm-hmm.
Saw him game 7 with CP, Houston Rockets. If you're the best player in the world, I think that's a game that you show that. You know what I'm saying? They on the ropes and you. That's the first thing. Now, this series, I've been watching this game by game. The way he came out in game 1, I thought was tremendous. Game 2, he never. And then so when Chris Paul made a statement of saying, all right, bro, I see you, man. When Chris Paul made the statement about, I got to do better. I think that's your time. Chris Paul said a statement after they lost. He said, I just got to play better. That's your time. You got to put your foot on his throat. At the end of the game, the game away. And James Harden had multiple opportunities to win the game. Now you back in the dogfight. As great as he is as a scorer, great as he is as an individual talent offensively, probably the best offensive player one-on-one in the history of the game. I still don't think that it's crazy to say. I don't think that James is the piece that can get you over. I think Luka that can get you over.
But why do you think Luka, when Luka ain't even been, this is his first playoffs?
Luka been playing in EuroLeague.
Nah, but it ain't the same though.
But I'm just saying he won in EuroLeague and was the MVP in EuroLeague and
No
they won the
question.
title.
But if we talking about James Harden, if James Harden played over there, he probably would have won the MVP and won it over there too.
Absolutely.
So that's my argument. I feel like I gotta see more of Luka. Like he gotta get to that second and third round and see if he doing the same thing type of, I feel like he will, but I gotta see it,
He's the only player I've seen where Kawhi Leonard has switched off.
He can't do nothing with him.
He's like, switch. He talking loud and everything on the switch.
Yeah, Slim is he a different breed, man. But I get where you're coming from. You want to see him do it over more time, and that's understandable. I think that we are a creature of the moment, and we stay in the moment. I still think this kid, he's unique. He's so unique that he got 43, 17, and 16. That's another thing that like 43, 17, 16. It's the best. One of the 2 all first team defensive players. I mean, damn. Like,
I mean, the league, this is why you can have this conversation all day.
The league is crazy, bro.
Like, you got to understand, Dame was just averaging 50. Like,
yeah, Dame was averaging 50.
And then you got, like, Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell. They going crazy. Like, that's why you can have this conversation all day because there's so many good players, man. It's crazy.
Who would you take, Dame or Luka?
I'm going to take Luka just off the strength that he's bigger and he's going to get more people involved and he can still score the same way. But I don't know. It's like I might throw them in a hat, shake the hat up, and
Yeah.
Nicola, right?
yeah, like
Can't go wrong.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man. Hey, it was great having you on. My man Tay, I think something happened with his phone. He he had to get out of here, but
he left early the same way he left early in college. That's what he do.
and I wanted to talk to him about the one-on-one, summer tour, man.
And he probably knew that was coming. That's why he probably wrote that.
He played against a bully. That's what happened. Jeff was not trying to lose by any stretch of the word, by any means necessary.
They don't understand that's not basketball. That's two different lanes. Free ball and regular basketball are not the same thing.
No, not at all.
Playing in the phone booth, man.
Why you don't go out there and eat some bread up? That's easy work for you.
I ain't fooling with it, man. I be tuned in though, just like Free. I be saying Free. I be tuned in.
Right, I be watching all them joints, bro. Checking in. I be amazed that all these people don't forget that. Just don't remember that COVID is around.
They ain't worried about that. They want that street cred. Lil Mike on deck today, ain't he Free?
Yep. On back.
Yeah. Mike got to get a win. God damn, Mike got to get a win.
If he lose, he really got to hang him up.
He got to sit down.
It's time.
And that's no disrespect. You're a hell of a ball player. Come on, man. You got to win today.
Got to win today.
You got to win. But yeah, man. Hey, yo, appreciate you, bro. And what you got going on with your brand and everything. Much love to you. Much support. We support you. And anything we can do to help, let us know.
Right.
Appreciate you coming on. He's our first, you and Donte, our first episode of Rivalry Series. So we appreciate y'all boys, man.
All right.
Won't be on the next photo shoot.
All right.
Dog Talk.